Hello and welcome to Only Connect, the quiz that doesn't discriminate. Our questions are difficult for everyone. Some viewers have called us highbrow, elitist and obscure, which is lovely of them. I'm joined by two teams who have already won one game each, and with names like the Bibliophiles and the Nordophiles, you know they're pretty smart. They'd have to be, just to think of a team chant that rhymes. And those teams are made up of, on my right, Will Day, an IT security consultant who goes hill walking in the Lake District and has visited Sweden for less than a day. James Keeling, a Cambridge maths graduate and keen cyclist who was once restrained by Bill Clinton's bodyguard. And their captain, Joanna Murray, a mathematician and choral singer who at the age of 12 won a competition to attend a grass-cutting exhibition in Harrogate. United by a soft spot for Scandinavia, they are the Nordophiles. You won your first heat against the Night Watchman. How have you been preparing for the next game?
Well, we decided that we needed to brush up on our Nordic knowledge, so we went out for a smorgasbord at our local Swedish cafe, and James and Will discovered they really loved pickled herring.
Excellent. You are facing tonight on my left Richard Clay, a music enthusiast who pioneered the clay motion juggling style and has played the hurdy-gurdy at a medieval banquet. Vince Milner, a maths graduate who once spent 2 weeks in total silence as part of an audition to become a Trappist monk. And their captain, Mike Hart, a keen scrabbler who mistakenly thought he'd beaten the world record for building card houses until he realised he'd been reading an outdated edition of the Guinness Book of Records. United by a love of literature, they are the Bibliophiles. How did you celebrate your victory, Mike, after winning the first game?
Well, I understand that Richard and Vince had a party with their book club that I've not been invited to join, and I just stood outside and watched.
The best party's always held alone. So, we are going to play round one. What is the connection between four apparently random clues? Bibliophiles, you won the toss. You'll be going first. Please choose an Egyptian hieroglyph.
Horned viper, please.
The horned viper. The music question. You will be hearing your clues, and I want to know what connects them. First piece coming in now.
'Tis 7 long years since last I see thee.
Next. Next. We're going to go flavor. Looking for the next one. Next. They all have rivers in their title.
Yes, they do. What did we hear?
Well, we got the Blue Danube at the end and Orinoco flow before that, but not much from 1 and 2 from us.
Zambezi was the second one, and the first one, Shenandoah, sung by Paul Robeson.
Right.
They all have rivers in the title. Well done for a point. Nordophiles, your turn to choose.
Eye of Horus, please.
The Eye of Horus. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
This is going to be the Minister for Health or something. Who was it?
No, because that goes over an election, so it can't be.
I think we should go.
Have
Next, please.
Oh, is it? No.
I don't know.
think we have to have
What were you going to say?
Oh, is it like NHS Direct or something? No, I think we have to have the next one.
Next, please.
It's a magazine called The Reader.
Yeah.
Next, please.
I have no idea.
3 seconds.
These are all magazines edited by somebody.
They are not. Gosh, very simple magazine titles they'd be, wouldn't they? But that's not the answer, so there's a bonus chance for the Bibliophiles.
I don't think we've got anything at all. No.
Well, I can tell you they are all defunct Google services. Google Health, that was when Google offered to hold all your medical records for you. That shut down in 2011, so that's good. Now we know all our private medical information is safe and secure. Google Answers, users answered each other's questions there in a sort of forum. Reader is a complicated one. It was aggregated feeds of content, and I have no idea what that means. And Google Wave, that was a sort of social networking combination site. Defunct Google services. Bibliophiles, your choice.
Lion, please.
Lion. These are going to be picture clues. They all have something in common. What is it? Here's the first.
Can't tell. Next. Next. Next.
Atlas. Yeah, and Atlas Mountains.
Atlas.
Is the right answer. What are you looking at?
Well, guess that's Charles Atlas and the Atlas Mountains, and Atlas holding the old globe on his head. Not sure about the first one, to be honest.
It's the first cervical vertebra known as the atlas bone. So well done. For a point, it is Atlas. Nordophiles, what would you like next?
Twisted flax, please.
The twisted flax. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
So that's a Chuck Berry song, which was probably banned for that reason.
Yeah,
Do we have another one? I think just to check it out, yeah.
Next, please.
So that was that must have been.
I think it makes sense.
It's a sitcom. That was banning. I think it's got.
I think it could be things that, yeah, it could be reasons for banning something.
Do we want to gamble?
I say take another one.
Next, please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it must be.
It must be.
I think,
Yeah.
These are things that were banned and the reason for them being banned.
They are not things that were banned, so I'm going to show the fourth clue to the Bibliophiles for a possible bonus point.
Maybe complained about rather than banned.
Yeah, Mary Whitehouse complained about these things.
That's absolutely right. They're complaints from Mary Whitehouse. My Ding-a-Ling was a Chuck Berry song, and Mary Whitehouse complained that children were singing it with their flies undone. She didn't like that. Till Death Us Do Part, the sitcom, she thought was very dirty. Panorama on Belson, it was a repeat of the old Richard Dimbleby report, and she said that it was bound to shock and offend. I mean, you'd have to hope so, wouldn't you? You'd have to hope so. And the Romans in Britain, do you know what that is?
It's
It was a stage play.
It's a Howard Brenton play that Mrs. Whitehouse found grossly indecent. So you get the bonus point, and what would you like for a question?
2 reads, please.
2 reads. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Next. Next. Next.
They're sponsored. They're just...
Well, football's technically sponsored by Premier League clubs. Premier League clubs grounds with their sponsor in the name.
There is something that these things have in common that I need to hear, other than, you know, what their names are that you're looking at.
They're in Wales.
Not the answer, I'm afraid. So, Nordophiles, you have the chance of a bonus point.
Have these hosted finals of various different sporting competitions?
Well, again, they have, but given that they're stadia, and that's self-evident in the title, of course they have. Now, you don't know what it is that they are stadia or stadiums where 2 different sports share the ground. So the Sapporo Dome, that's Japanese baseball and football, John Smith Stadium, Huddersfield Town play football there, and the Huddersfield Giants play rugby. Liberty Stadium is football and rugby union, and the final one, KC Stadium, that's football and rugby league. So they're all ground share inter-sport stadiums. No bonus point then, Nordophiles, but you will get the last question of the round. Water. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Well, sounds like a video game thing.
Mr. Sparkle from The Simpsons. I'm not sure. I think
Next, please.
Yes. So, there was a player called Pears who played for... Oh, shit.
We're not going to get it from that, are we?
I think it might be like little nicknames or something. I think we have to have another one then.
Next, please.
Oranges.
they don't signify death or something, do they? I don't know.
Next, please.
Oh, well, it's 3.
Yeah.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
3 of them.
All of these fruits come in 3s. Yes. What can you tell me about the clues you're looking at?
James.
Well, Smurfs are 3 apples tall. That's all I know.
3 pairs is a symbol of Worcestershire. cricket club, I think.
That's right, it's on the badge. It's based on an old coat of arms of Worcester, that's right. 3 pineapples, that's in the game Fruit Ninja. You apparently unlock the Mr. Sparkle blade, and the love of 3 oranges is that Prokofiev opera in the 3rd clue. So well done, you get the point. That means at the end of round 1, the Nordophiles have 1 point, the Bibliophiles have 3. Round 2 is the sequences round. You'll remember this, teams. This time I want to know what comes 4th in the sequence. So you may only see up to 3 clues before telling me. Bibliophiles, please choose a hieroglyph.
Twisted flax, please.
The twisted flax. What would come 4th in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next. So, it's a daisy cutter. Next. Ibex. African antelope, that's it. Daisy cutter. Disorderly crowd. Mob. Mob 2. Daisy cutter 3. Oh, I think that's a stupid answer.
3 seconds.
The Jack of Diamonds.
And why would that be?
Because I have really no idea, to be honest.
In that case, I can't accept it, so Nordophiles, your chance for a bonus point.
Knob, N-O-B.
Have a look at the other clues and rephrase your answer.
I think a small thing of butter. I think.
No, that's with a K.
So something in cribbage, but I can't remember what. There's like one for his knob or something. Turning up a jack on the top
That's
of the deal.
exactly right. Now, you were unlucky, Bibliophiles, because we've actually put as the answer a 1-point jack in cribbage. Had you said the Jack of Diamonds because diamonds are the suit of the turn-up, you'd have got it.
That was literally
Yes,
random answer.
a very interesting random choice. Now, I didn't necessarily expect you to know of all the African antelopes. We were thinking of the cob, K-O-B, but a slow underhand cricket ball would be referred to as a lob, a disorderly crowd as a mob, so I want something represented by N-O-B. For example, a jack in cribbage, if it's the right suit, you say 1 for his knob. So, Nordophiles, you get a bonus point and you get a choice of questions.
2 reeds, please.
2 reads. What would come 4th in this sequence? Here's the first.
We'll work that out and go next.
They're going to be about 40,000.
Next.
These aren't computer monitor resolution, are they?
I don't know.
Going up. I think it might.
Should we have another
I think
one?
it might be.
They're going down.
6480.
Oh, I think we'll go
Next, please.
Well, it's the next
They're paper sizes.
Oh, it is, yeah.
So it's 2.9. So that's a 3, right? So it's 2.9.
3 seconds.
2 more. 210, I think.
No, it's smaller.
No,
210 times 297.
Is the right answer. Gosh, that's amazing. And why?
These are paper sizes A2, A3, A4, A5.
Actually, no, starts at A1. They're
A1,
dimensions
okay.
of paper. A1, A2, A3, and 210 by 297 in millimetres would be the dimensions of A4 paper. Fantastic. Did you do that from knowing the sizes of paper or from doing a bit of maths in...
Yeah, I did the square root of 2 in my head in that 1 second.
Much the easiest way, isn't it?
A bit of both, I think.
Very well done. You get the points. Bibliophiles, what would you like?
Horned viper, please.
Why not? What would be the 4th in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next. Next. NG5, also Bristol. So what's Manchester? I think that's maybe the 5th biggest city, 7th biggest city, 8th biggest city, so smaller than Bristol. What's going to be? Sheffield? I don't think that's right. 5th is getting bigger, aren't they? I think it's smaller.
3 seconds.
Manchester equals 8.
I'm afraid not. Nordophiles, you've got a bonus chance.
Bath equals 8.
That's not it either. Clearly, you don't spend much time phoning around your friends in Nottingham, Leicester and Bristol. It's dialing codes. 0115 for Nottingham, 6 for Leicester, 7 for Bristol, and it would be 8 for Reading. Nordophiles, what would you like next?
Eye of Horus, please.
The Eye of Horus. What will be the fourth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Two of everything, I think.
Next, please.
Is that something with two in?
It must have two. That's not a thing. We have
not
like
a
two
sequence.
showers and two
No,
everything.
yeah.
I think
I think we should have another one.
Next, please.
Well, that's with the doors. It's three doors.
So there are two things in it because there are two girls.
Oh no, it's
so
one
it's-
door,
yeah.
2 door, 3 door.
Something with 4 doors. What has 4 doors?
Car. 4 door.
A 4-door car.
Or the doors, but a four-door
doors,
car
yes.
is the right
the
answer. I wanted to hear something with 4 doors. Noah's Ark had just the one door that a lot of creatures had to get through. A Jack and Jill bathroom, well, that's a bathroom with 2 doors, so it's shared. Very useful for a sitcom or a farce or something like that. Monty Hall problem, you perhaps know that. That's the riddle of the 3 doors. So I wanted to hear something with 4 doors. For example, the band The Doors or a 4-door car. Bibliophiles, back to you for a choice.
Lion, please.
Lion. These are going to be picture clues. Give me an idea what you'd expect to see in the 4th picture. Here's the first.
There's no ideas. Next. Let's me ask why is the yeah. Next.
Over garden.
Sorry.
Over garden.
Is it someone's marriage? The moss for marriage is the garden's been married how many times?
Let's take
We're going to say Liz Taylor.
Not the answer, I'm afraid. Nordophiles, what do you think?
Grace Kelly.
Not it either. The lady in the first picture is Barbara Sinatra. And she was the 4th wife of Frank Sinatra. The 3rd wife of Frank Sinatra was Mia Farrow. The 2nd was Ava Gardner. And the first Nancy Sinatra, or Nancy Barbato, that you might have guessed, because, of course, they also had a daughter, Nancy Sinatra, who was a pop singer. Wives of Frank Sinatra going backwards, and the first was Nancy. Nordophiles, what would you like?
Water, please.
I thought you might say that. What would be the 4th in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next, please.
Oh gosh, something.
Something medical.
Yeah, it must be.
Next, please. Okay.
These things you can like, I don't know. You got like
remember.
Yeah. I was thinking like parts of speech or So it's we order that something develops like on a fetus or something, or a baby.
Speech doesn't develop for quite a bit.
I know. But you could guess like
Critical
or
thinking.
something.
2 seconds. I'm afraid the time is up, so Bibliophiles, you've got a bonus chance.
I'll let Richard answer this.
I think it's time.
I'm very glad that somebody in this room knows that it is time, and why.
It's the things to do with responding to someone having a stroke.
That's right, it's the fast method for recognising a stroke. Has their face slumped to one side? Can they raise their arms in the air? Has their speech disintegrated? And if you get the wrong answers to all of those, it is time to dial 999. So yes, a very well-earned bonus point to you, Bibliophiles. And at the end of round 2, the Bibliophiles have 4 points, the Nordophiles have 6. It's the connecting wall now. 16 clues, all jumbled up, that the teams need to sort into 4 connected groups of 4. Nordophiles, you'll be going first this time, so please choose lion or water.
Lion, please.
OK, you have 2.5 minutes to solve the lion wall, starting now.
So by Spirit is an Oscar Wilde play.
Okay.
I don't know if any of the
You
others
can
are.
have pink eye or I know that doesn't work.
Chum, Pal, Caesar, and something else like dog foods.
Oh,
Bakers,
yeah.
maybe? Should we try that?
Yeah,
try
go for it.
Must be
Win a lot.
Yeah, win a lot. Okay.
No, not Bakers. Okay.
Which one's free?
You're terrible at these all.
Oh,
Okay. Squamish.
So Chinook's a helicopter in Indian tribes. Cape
Yeah.
Doctor is a aeroplane thing. Mistral's
Oh,
a
is it?
wind. Sockeye is a type of salmon.
Oh,
Pink-
Sirocco's
Pink's
a wind.
Yeah.
That's a wind.
Maybe Chinook's a
Vortex
wind,
is a
actually.
wind. Chinook, yeah.
Cape Doctor's a wind. So few exhausts. Are you sure the vortex is a named wind rather than just a generic
I'm just
one?
gonna go
What
for
about
it.
Squamish? That sounds like a
That
wind.
sounds windish.
Okay, well, we could look at... Well, okay, I'll try it without the vortex.
I think try phase 3. Pink and sockeye types of salmon.
Chum is a fish, isn't it? But
Yeah.
What's Lou?
Could be a type of salmon.
I think we should step back a second.
Squamish could be a type of salmon. Should we try that? I'll guess a few things. Blind spirit. Blind spirit could be a wind. Should we try some of those?
I know, but then we've got 6 winds, haven't we?
I don't think it's going to be...
Cape Doctor is definitely a wind.
Okay then.
Yeah.
But it could be all sorts of things.
So Chum, Lou, Pink.
You've got 30 seconds.
Lou is Lou and Chum are both sort of abbreviations for. So doesn't really
Nothing
make
else
sense.
is.
There's definitely types of salmon. There's definitely winds in there.
So it's just a case of...
Yeah.
Should we try some plays? I have no idea if these are plays.
Oh my god.
Okay.
3 strikes and 10 seconds.
Let's just do it. Mr. Alchiner.
Cape Doctor, Squamish.
Or...
Try Lou. You don't really know this. Should we try those 3?
No, that's it. Your time is up and the wall has frozen. But 2 points for the groups you found, and there are bonus points for the connections. The first one's Caesar or Caesar. What's that group?
Brands of dog food.
They are brands of dog food. And the next one, Blythe Spirit, The Vortex, Sirocco, Hay Fever.
Are these plays?
I need to hear something specific.
Noel Coward?
By Noel Coward.
They are plays by Noel Coward. The Vortex. The young Noel Coward wrote that. It's about drugs. I saw it with Rupert Everett in it. Fabulous. You can still get points for the connections in the groups you didn't find, so let's resolve the wall. There we are. Chinook, Chum, Sockeye, Pink.
We think they're types of salmon.
Those are the salmon. You knew they were swimming about in there somewhere. Those are the particular ones. And the last group, Squamish or Squamish, Mistral, Lou, Cape Doctor.
Yeah.
We think those are types of wind.
And those are the winds. Lou, a hot, dry wind that blows over India and Pakistan.
Right.
Lovely.
So 2 points for the groups you found and 4 points for the connections. That's a total of 6. Let's bring back the Bibliophiles and give them a new connecting wall, 16 different clues, and see what they can do about solving it. It'll be the water wall for you, Bibliophiles, because the lion's been taken. You have 2.5 minutes to solve it. Starting now.
This is ducks.
Good bird.
So we've got Ide, Mallard, Widgeons, and Midlands are also.
Okay, right, yeah.
Flying Scotsman are trains.
Express.
I think Billy's is off with a train.
Mallard is as well.
Mallard indeed.
So
3 strikes now, you've got lots of time.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Styles as well.
Yeah, the
Those
Murder
two.
Styles.
Yeah.
What's the
So,
other
and just have a look. So,
Yeah.
Orient Express, the Nile,
And Mesopotamia.
Mesopotamia leaves Malek, Tomlinson, Horan,
That's got to be Art Malak.
Mark Malek, David Tomlinson, Horan means nothing to me. Or Horan, Payne. Payne, she was a golfer. Are they golfers?
Could be directors. I think 2 of them are directors.
Okay.
Malik's not spelling, it's got a C in it.
Oh yeah, Terence Malick is a different spelling. It's assuming we're correct here, by the way. Do we need to give ourselves a bit of time?
We've got plenty of time.
Yeah.
We've only got a chance to try.
So basically, we don't know anything about that. That could mean Tom Payne, wrong spelling. Tomlinson, David Tomlinson. I know David Tomlinson, the
Think
actor.
about the words. Or Tomlinson's.
Oh yeah. Son, Ran, Luke, Malik is an anagram. Lakeem Killam, Horan. So we go for golfers or film directors or something.
He's definitely not a film director.
Okay. Well, Art Malik's an actor.
Oh, Malik is an actor. That's very weird,
Art.
isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to try.
You've solved the wall. So that's 4 points immediately for the groups. What about the connections? The first blue group starting teal.
They're all kinds of duck.
They are types of duck. Flying Scotsman, Rocket, Puffing Billy, Mallard.
They're all famous steam engines.
They are steam locomotives. The pink group, Orient Express, Mesopotamia, Styles the Nile.
They're all parts of titles of Agatha Christie's
I think
stories.
Poirot particularly.
Poirot stories.
They are stories featuring Hercule Poirot, quite right. And the last group, Malek, Tomlinson, Horn. And the last group, starting Malek.
Golfers.
I'm afraid not. Now, you forgive me for laughing. It's just you're so highbrow. You were talking about Terence Malick and Art Malik and Tom Paine, and that's all very brilliant, but these four are the members of One Direction. And
I'm sort of happy we didn't get it, to be honest.
I do apologise. I was laughing only respectfully that you have so much knowledge about great political writers, serious playwrights and actors, but just not so hot on the boy bands. Nevertheless, that is 4 points for the groups you found, 3 points for the connections. That is a total of 7. Let's have a look at the scores. The Bibliophiles have 11 points, the Nordophiles have 12. So it's a close-run thing, and the place in the quarterfinals will be decided by missing vowel. We have, of course, taken the vowels out of names, phrases and sayings. We've squidged up the consonants, and the teams must tell me what the disguised clues are. So fingers on buzzers, teams. The first group are all the third novel in literary trilogies. Nordophiles.
The Amber Spyglass.
Correct. Bibliophiles?
Mockingjay.
Correct. Bibliophiles?
Unconditional Surrender.
Correct. Nordophiles?
The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest.
That's right. Next category, Apple products. Bibliophiles?
iPad Touch.
I'm afraid that's not a product. Nordophiles, do you know?
iPod Touch.
That's the one. Next clue. Nordophiles? No, too long, I'm afraid. Bibliophiles, do you know? No, it's MacBook Air. Next Apple product. We tricked you with this one. It's cider. Next clue. Nordophiles?
Toffee Apple.
Correct. Next category, things a self-service checkout might say. Nordophiles?
Select payment type.
Correct. Bibliophiles? But no time to give your answer because the bell has gone for the end of the quiz, and I can tell you that looking at the final scores, finishing with 16 points and through to the quarterfinals, it's the Nordophiles, but an excellent second place with 12 points, it's the Bibliophiles. So very well done. We will be seeing you later in the series for your second chance to make the quarters. Nordophiles will be seeing you in the quarters, so we'll all meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again. In Cardiff. So a sunny day, well, fingers crossed. Goodbye.